Listen up. I'm here to tell you something most people don't want to hear. Stop being weak. Stop letting your mind control you. Stop letting comfort take the wheel. You're holding yourself back, giving yourself excuses, letting weakness run the show. And for what? So you can live in a little bubble of comfort. So you can avoid a little pain? Weakness, it's a disease. It's that voice in your head that tells you it's okay to quit, to back down, to hit snooze just one more time. It's the voice that tells you to stay inside your comfort zone, to avoid failure, to avoid pain. But let me tell you something, nothing good, nothing real comes from comfort. Growth, power, resilience, they're forged in pain, in suffering, in struggle. You have to go to war with that weakness every damn day. Listen up. I'm here to tell you something that most people just don't want to hear. It's something you probably don't even want to tell yourself because it's uncomfortable, it's raw, and it's brutally honest. Stop being weak. Stop letting your mind control you. Stop letting comfort take the wheel. You're holding yourself back, giving yourself excuses, letting weakness run the show. And for what? So you can stay safe, so you can avoid discomfort, so you can have this bubble of a life. That little bubble isn't protecting you from anything, it's limiting you, and it's keeping you from who you were born to be. Weakness, it's a disease. It's a silent killer of dreams, goals, potential. It's that voice in your head that tells you it's okay to quit, to back down, to hit snooze just one more time. It's the voice that lets you off the hook when things get tough, when things start to hurt. It's the voice that tells you it's okay to stay in your comfort zone, to avoid pain, to avoid the hard path. But let me tell you something, and hear me clearly, nothing great comes from comfort. Real growth, real power, real resilience, they're forged in pain, in struggle, in hardship. You don't become strong by staying comfortable. You have to go to war with that weakness every single day. That's how you get stronger. But we live in a society that's constantly telling us it's okay to be soft, that it's okay to take it easy. It's like everyone's on a mission to avoid pain. We want the rewards without the struggle, the success without the sacrifice. But life doesn't work that way. Life is tough. It doesn't care about your comfort, your excuses, or your fears. Life's going to come at you with everything it's got. And if you're weak, if you let yourself be weak, it'll run right over you. So ask yourself this, are you going to let yourself be the victim? Or are you going to toughen up and face it head on? Are you going to let life beat you down? Or are you going to stand up and fight? Every single one of us has a choice. You can sit there feeling sorry for yourself, making excuses, blaming your circumstances, your past, or whatever else you think is holding you back. Or you can get up and you can decide to do something about it. You have the power to change, to get stronger, to become unstoppable. But that power doesn't come free. It comes with a price. It comes from pushing yourself past what you think is possible, from stepping into the pain and saying, I can handle this. I can take more. Strength isn't just going to show up one day and make you better. You have to create it through sweat, through effort, through pushing yourself every time you think you've hit your limit. Here's the truth, nobody is coming to save you. Nobody's going to hand you strength on a silver platter. You've got to earn it. You've got to earn it through sweat, through tears, through breaking down and building yourself back up. Stop being weak. Stop letting your mind make you a slave. You need to take control. You need to dominate. You need to build something inside of you that doesn't bend or break, no matter how hard things get. And let me tell you, things will get hard. Life will test you over and over until you show it that you can't be broken. So here's what I want you to do. Next time you hear that weak voice telling you to quit, to take it easy, to give yourself a break, I want you to get louder. Drown it out. Wake up earlier, push harder, grind like your life depends on it. Because in a way, it does. Your future self, the person you want to become, they're depending on you. And if you let weakness win today, you're going to be letting them down. You're going to be letting yourself down. So I'm asking you, I'm challenging you to stop letting yourself off easy. No more excuses. You've got one shot at this life, one chance to prove what you're made of. Don't waste it. Don't sit back and let weakness define you. So stop being weak. Get out there, embrace the pain, embrace the grind, and watch what happens when you stop letting weakness control you. Watch what happens when you take control, when you take command of your mind and your body. You'll become unstoppable. You'll become a force that nobody can deny, a force that nobody can break. But it starts with a choice. It starts with a commitment. So stop waiting, stop doubting, stop letting weakness win. Go out there and make yourself the strongest version of you. Let me tell you something most people won't. This world doesn't care about your dreams, your potential, or what you say you want to achieve. The only thing that stands between you and the life you want isn't some external obstacle. It's you and the constant negativity in your own head. And it's time to kill that negative thinking. You want to know why you're stuck, why you're not moving forward, why things aren't changing for you. It's because every day you allow negative thinking to control your mind, and it's poisoning every single step you try to take. Negative thinking is the most powerful enemy you've got. It's like a virus that spreads, that takes over your mind, your decisions, your whole life. It's that voice that whispers you're not good enough, that you're going to fail, that you're going to embarrass yourself. It's the voice that convinces you to give up before you've even started. And if you let it keep talking, if you let it keep making decisions for you, it's going to kill every single dream you have. If you're serious about achieving something, about becoming the person you're supposed to be, then you've got to kill that voice inside you. You've got to kill your negative thinking. Let's get something straight. Your mind doesn't automatically work in your favor. In fact, by default, it's wired for survival, not success. It's wired to avoid risks, to keep you safe, to steer you away from anything that feels challenging or unfamiliar. And guess what? Success, growth, greatness, none of those come from staying safe. They come from taking risks, from going beyond what you know, from stepping into places that make you uncomfortable. That voice in your head, the one telling you to stay small, to stay hidden, to stay silent, it's not there to help you, it's there to hold you back. So you need to go to war with it every single day. Kill that voice before it kills your potential. Negative thinking is going to show up every day without fail. It's going to show up in different forms: doubt, fear, insecurity, guilt. It's going to remind you of every single time you failed, every time you were rejected, every time you made a mistake. It's going to drag you down and convince you that you're not capable. But that's all it is convincing. It's just talk, just noise. And here's the thing, you get to choose what voices you listen to. You get to choose whether that negativity takes over or whether you stand up and say, not today. I've got things to do and I'm not going to let this stop me. So how do you kill your negative thinking? It starts with awareness. You've got to catch it when it shows up. Don't let it blend into the background. When you hear that voice saying you're going to fail, when you feel that fear creeping in, recognize it, call it out. Say, I see you and I'm not listening to you today, and then do something about it. Replace that thought with something powerful, something positive. Remind yourself of the times you did succeed, the times you did push through. Show your mind that the negative thoughts don't get to dictate your actions. But it doesn't stop there. You have to reinforce this every day. Make it a habit. Just like you train your body, train your mind to fight back, to push out the negativity. Read, listen, consume things that build you up instead of tearing you down. Surround yourself with people who lift you, who push you, who see what you're capable of even when you don't. Put in the work to build a mind that is immune to negativity, that can stand strong even when doubts and fears start to creep in. This isn't going to be easy. Negative thinking has had a hold on you for a long time, maybe for as long as you can remember. And it's not going to give up without a fight. But that's exactly why you've got to commit to killing it every single day. Because the life you want, the goals you have, they're on the other side of that negativity. If you let it keep you down, you're going to spend your entire life sitting on the sidelines, watching other people live the life you want, wondering why you didn't have the courage to go after it. Don't let that happen. Kill your negative thinking now, today, and every single day going forward. The moment you decide that you're done with the excuses, the fear, the doubt, that's the moment you become unstoppable. You've got a purpose, a vision, a goal that's worth fighting for, so fight. Kill that negativity and watch what happens when you take control of your mind. You'll become the kind of person who doesn't just dream you achieve, you overcome, you conquer. And it all starts with taking down that one enemy that's been standing in your way all along. Let's get real for a second. There's no shortage of people out there who will walk away from you. It doesn't matter how hard you try, how loyal you are, or how much love you give. Some people are going to walk away because they don't see your value, because they can't handle your growth, or because they're too caught up in their own stuff to appreciate what you bring to the table. But here's the truth: they will regret losing you. You see, when people walk away from you, it's not a reflection of you, it's a reflection of them. It's about their own limitations, their own insecurities, and their own inability to recognize greatness when they see it. You're the one who sees the potential in others. You're the one who can go the extra mile for someone you care about. But not everyone is ready to handle that kind of loyalty, that kind of commitment, that kind of energy. And that's okay. The truth is, you are too valuable to be stuck with people who don't appreciate you. And when they leave or when they choose to walk away, it's not the end of the story. It's just the beginning of something greater for you. Don't waste time mourning the people who choose to step out of your life. The truth is, they weren't meant to be there forever. They didn't understand your worth, and that's their loss. When someone walks away, you're making room for better people. The people who will see your value, the people who will support you as you rise, the people who will be there not just in the good times, but when things get tough too. The thing about being undervalued or overlooked by others is that it's a painful experience, but it's also an eye-opener. It teaches you something invaluable, the importance of self-worth. When you stop waiting for others to recognize your value, you stop living for their approval. You stop bending over backwards to be accepted or validated by people who don't see the greatness in you. You start to realize that you don't need their approval to know who you are. You already know what you bring to the table. So when people walk away, instead of chasing after them or begging them to come back, use that energy to focus on yourself. Get stronger, get better, refine your skills, sharpen your mind. Be the person who is so focused on their own growth and success that the people who once left you behind start to realize what they lost. And when they come crawling back, when they realize they let something great slip through their fingers, you don't need to go back to them. You don't need to open that door again because you've already moved on to bigger and better things. But understand this, the regret they'll feel won't be for you, it'll be for them. They'll look back and realize they had something valuable, something irreplaceable right in front of them, and they let it go. It's the kind of regret that eats at you from the inside out. And while they're left regretting their decision, you'll be out there building a life so much better than the one they could have been a part of. You'll be out there proving that you don't need anyone who can't see your worth. You're destined for bigger things than clinging to people who don't recognize it. The thing is, you will rise. You will continue to level up. You will be the person who becomes even stronger, even better, even more powerful. And when they look back, they'll realize they had a front row seat to greatness and didn't even recognize it. And that's the beauty of it. They will regret losing you, but by then, you'll be too far gone to even care. You'll be moving on to the next level of your life, living out your purpose, surrounded by people who see you for exactly who you are and what you bring to the table. They'll see your worth and they'll value you the way you've always deserved. So let them go. Let them walk away. And remember, you don't need them to validate you. They will regret losing you because you're a force to be reckoned with, and there's no going back once you've seen your true power. You've heard the saying, actions speak louder than words, right? It's more than just a catchy phrase. It's a universal truth that applies to every part of life. But here's the thing most people overlook. You don't need to say a word to show your worth. You don't need to argue your value. You don't need to explain yourself or defend your place in this world. If you want to be truly respected, truly valued, then you need to let your actions speak for you. Too often we get caught up in the idea that we need to tell people who we are, what we've accomplished, and why they should value us. We think if we explain ourselves enough, we'll earn respect. We think if we keep talking, people will see our worth. But that's the mistake. The moment you start talking about who you are, what you've done, or why you deserve recognition, you're already losing respect. People can tell when someone's trying too hard to prove themselves. They can feel when someone's insecure about their place in the room. And that insecurity is what kills respect. Respect isn't earned through words. It's earned through actions, through consistency, through demonstrating who you are without ever needing to say it. When you walk into a room and hold your head high without needing to boast about your accomplishments or achievements, people notice. When you show up every day doing the work, making things happen, giving it everything you've got, people can't help but respect you. You don't need to make a big speech or give a long explanation. You just need to do. Your actions will tell the world who you are, and that will speak volumes more than any words you could ever say. This idea goes beyond just how others see you. It's about how you see yourself. When you act in alignment with your values and your purpose, when you put in the work without looking for validation, you begin to build self-respect. And self-respect is the foundation of all respect. When you know who you are and what you're capable of, you don't need to convince anyone else. You don't need to be loud about it or draw attention to it. It becomes clear through your actions. And the more you embody this kind of silent power, the more others will naturally start to recognize and respect you for it. The key to becoming someone who is valued without saying a single word is discipline. It's about doing the work even when no one is watching. It's about showing up on your worst days and pushing through the hard times without complaining or looking for praise. People respect those who can weather storms, who don't crumble under pressure, who keep going when the going gets tough. And guess what? When you do this, when you consistently show up and give your best, the respect will come to you. You won't have to ask for it. You won't have to beg for it. It will be given to you, not because you demanded it, but because you earned it through the power of your actions. There's a certain level of confidence that comes with knowing you don't need to talk about yourself to gain respect. When you can walk into any room knowing that your actions speak louder than any words, you start to operate on a different level. You stop trying to impress anyone. You stop measuring your worth by the validation you receive from others, and that's when you become a magnet for real respect. People start to take notice of the quiet strength you carry, the way you handle adversity, the way you lead by example, and respect follows. Now, don't get me wrong. That doesn't mean you should never speak up, never share your thoughts, or never express your ideas. What it means is that when you do speak, when you do express yourself, it should come from a place of strength, of clarity, of confidence in who you are. It should never come from a place of need or insecurity. When you've built that silent power through consistent action, your words will have far more weight because they're backed up by your integrity, your work ethic, and your track record. If you want to be valued without saying a single word, start by focusing on your actions. Stop looking for external validation and start living in alignment with your true self. The right people will recognize your worth and they'll respect you for it. But more importantly, you'll respect yourself, and that's where true value comes from. When you let your actions speak for you, you create a life that commands respect without you ever having to ask for it. Letting go is one of the hardest things we can do. We hold on to people, to situations, to past experiences because we think that if we just keep trying, if we just keep holding on, things will change. We believe that somehow the effort will pay off, that if we give more, we'll get more in return. But here's the brutal truth. Letting them go might be the best thing you can do for yourself. Too often, we stay attached to people who are holding us back, people who are draining our energy, people who can't see our worth. We keep fighting for relationships that no longer serve us, for friendships that are toxic, for situations that are keeping us stuck in a cycle of frustration and disappointment. We keep holding on because we're afraid of the unknown, because we fear what life might look like without these people in it. But what if letting go is the answer to breaking free from all the things that are holding you back? You can't change people. No matter how much you care about someone, no matter how hard you try, you can't make them see your value if they're not ready to. You can't fix what's broken in someone else's life if they're not willing to fix it themselves. You can't force someone to grow if they're not ready to grow. And the longer you stay attached to people who are not moving forward, the longer you're holding yourself back from your own potential. Sometimes the kindest thing you can do for yourself is to walk away. When you let go of people who no longer serve you, you create space for something better to come into your life. You give yourself the opportunity to meet people who will appreciate you, who will elevate you, who will push you to be your best self. You open the door for relationships that are built on mutual respect, trust, and growth. And that's the kind of relationship that will help you grow, not one that keeps you stagnant or drains your energy. Letting go doesn't mean you're weak or that you failed. In fact, it takes a lot of strength to walk away from someone or something you've invested time and energy into. It means you value yourself enough to know that you deserve better. You deserve people who will show up for you, who will encourage you, who will challenge you in ways that help you grow. And if someone can't do that, then it's time to let them go. It's not a loss, it's an opportunity for you to make room for better things. When you let them go, you're also letting go of the negative energy that's been holding you down. The guilt, the resentment, the anger, all of that weighs you down, and it prevents you from moving forward. By holding on, you keep carrying that burden. But when you let go, you free yourself from all of that. You give yourself permission to heal, to move forward, to focus on your own growth and happiness. It's an act of self-care and self-respect. But here's the thing, letting go doesn't always happen overnight. It's a process. There will be moments when you doubt yourself, when you wonder if you made the right choice, when you miss the person or the situation you've walked away from. But that's when you need to remind yourself why you made the decision in the first place. You're choosing yourself. You're choosing your peace, your happiness, your future. And every time you doubt yourself, remember that you deserve more than what you're holding on to. You're worthy of the kind of relationships that lift you up, not the ones that drain you. Letting go is an act of liberation. It's freeing yourself from the weight of the past, from people who can't see your value, from situations that are keeping you stuck. It's about giving yourself permission to move forward without guilt or hesitation. And when you finally let go, you'll realize that life opens up in ways you never expected. You'll meet new people who will see you for who you truly are. You'll discover new opportunities that align with your goals and values. And most importantly, you'll discover the strength within yourself to keep moving forward, no matter what. So if you're holding on to something or someone that's no longer serving you, it's time to let go. Stop clinging to the past and start creating space for something better. Let go of the fear, let go of the guilt, and let go of the attachment. Because in doing so, you're making room for the life you deserve, the life that's waiting for you. Let them go. You'll thank yourself later. Walking away is one of the hardest things you'll ever have to do, especially when you've invested time, energy, and emotions into someone or something. It's natural to want to hold on, to keep trying, to believe that things can change if you just push a little harder. But here's the harsh reality: you need to walk away when you're not appreciated. And if you don't, you're only doing yourself a disservice. We live in a world where people can get so caught up in their own lives, their own goals, and their own struggles that they forget about the value of the people around them. They become too busy, too distracted, or too indifferent to recognize what you bring to the table. And let me tell you something, you deserve to be appreciated. You deserve to have your time, your effort, your love, and your energy valued by the people around you. If that's not happening, then it's time to walk away. The problem is, most of us are scared of walking away. We think that if we leave, we'll be giving up on something that could be great. We fear that by walking away, we're admitting failure, or that we'll be left with nothing. But what we fail to realize is that by staying in situations where we're not appreciated, we're only setting ourselves up for emotional burnout, frustration, and regret. We're not helping ourselves, and we're certainly not helping the other person. In fact, we're enabling their behavior by allowing it to continue unchecked. We think that by sticking around, we'll eventually earn the respect, the appreciation, the recognition we deserve. But respect isn't something you have to earn. It's something you deserve right from the start. When you're in a situation where you're not appreciated, it takes a toll on you. It chips away at your confidence, at your sense of self-worth, and at your motivation. You start questioning your value. You wonder why you're not getting back the effort you're putting in. And over time, that doubt builds up, and it starts affecting your overall well-being. When you're constantly giving and not receiving, you're setting yourself up for exhaustion, frustration, and resentment. And those emotions can cloud your judgment, making it harder for you to see the truth. You're better off without these people or this situation. The moment you decide to walk away, you're taking control of your life. You're making a statement that you won't settle for less than you deserve. And walking away doesn't mean you're giving up. It means you're choosing yourself. You're choosing your peace of mind, your emotional health, and your future. Walking away is a form of self-respect. It's a way of saying, I'm not going to keep investing in something that doesn't serve me. It's a way of making room for the things and people that will appreciate you, that will recognize your value, and that will give back in the same way you give. People who don't appreciate you will take you for granted. They won't see your worth, and they won't treat you the way you deserve to be treated. And here's the thing, when you allow yourself to stay in those situations, you're essentially telling them that their behavior is okay. You're teaching them that they don't need to respect you because you're always going to stick around no matter how they treat you. Walking away is the best way to show them that you won't tolerate being taken for granted. It's the best way to show them that you value yourself too much to keep accepting their lack of respect. When you choose to walk away, you're also making space for better things. You're making space for people who will value you, who will treat you with the respect you deserve, and who will bring positivity and growth into your life. When you walk away from someone who doesn't appreciate you, you're walking into the life you deserve, one where you're valued, respected, and treated with the love and care you give to others. But it's not always easy. It takes strength, courage, and faith in yourself to walk away. It means letting go of the fear of being alone, of being without what you've invested in. But in reality, when you walk away, you're not losing anything, you're gaining your freedom. You're gaining the peace of mind that comes with knowing you don't have to tolerate disrespect. You're gaining the opportunity to build a life filled with people and situations that uplift you, that encourage you, and that help you grow. If you're not being appreciated, stop waiting around for someone to realize your worth. Stop hoping that things will change if you just wait long enough. Walk away. Let go of the things and people who are holding you back and make room for the life you're meant to have. The moment you do, you'll see how much better your life becomes.